Hey, everybody, Roy McDonald from MacDon and Associates coming to you with the next episode of Tuesdays with Rory. Obviously, it has been a long time since I have been behind the microphone and in front of the camera with all of you. I want to say it's been a couple months. And the reason why it has been so long, I kind of wanted to address that because I've been getting different messages and different things from different people, just saying, hey, notice you haven't made a video in a little while. What's going on? Is everything okay? Everything is fine, everybody. Everything is going well. Honestly, there's no other way to say this outside of I've just been super busy. Things have been absolutely crazy. I've been struggling to find a lot of time to set things up with different local business owners and different people to get together and be on the podcast. So it's been a little bit crazy. It's been absolutely insane with business. It seems like I don't know if any other real estate agents out there are watching this, but if you are, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. It seems like over the course of the last, I don't know, month and a half, 2 months, it's been this like gaining traction time. Things have been like, nothing's ready to pop off, but man, we're just continuing to blow air in the balloon, blow air in the balloon, blow air in the balloon. And eventually this thing is going to pop, and there's going to be a ton of things happening within the real estate market here in Michigan. And we just haven't gotten to that point yet. And I know people are having a ton of success. We had a couple closings this month. It's still moving. It just seems like we're right on the verge of things being absolutely insane for us over here. To give you a quick idea, we have probably 5 or 6 listings that are becoming on the market more recently and sooner. For those of you who are tuning into this, you're going to kind of get a sneak peek of what we have coming on in the next week. Within the next 7 days, we have a house over in Clinton Township, 2,000 square foot ranch, 3-bed, 2-bath. It's going to be listed at $375,000, kind of in the Heidenreich and Hall Road kind of area, Chippewa Valley Schools. St. Clair Shores, we got a ranch coming on over there. It's an 1,100 square foot, 3-bed, 1-bath ranch. It's completely renovated and redone inside. And that's going to be listed at $250,000, and it's on a basement and has a 2-car garage. Awesome, awesome, awesome house. And then the last one, this is probably the more recent one to be coming on, is a ranch that we have over in Richmond, Michigan. It's going to be listed at $300,000. It's right off of Main Street, super close to the Dairy Queen, if you know where that's located. It's going to be a 3-bed, 2-bath house. We're going to have that one listed at $300,000, but again, renovated inside, ready to go, has an attached garage, tons of parking along the back of the house too. Really, really awesome property. So we have those coming on for those of you who are curious, but we also have just a ton of buyers right now in the market, a ton of people who are, right on the edge and right on the verge of going, hey, I want to be purchasing and I want to be doing something. Just the time doesn't make sense yet. We want to wait until X. We want to make sure our ducks in a row. We just haven't called our loan officer yet to do the things that we need to do in order to start the process when it comes to buying. So there's just a lot of traction and a lot of things that are happening. It's really just a matter of the mall blowing up at once, which is what I've noticed happens in the market more often than not. Everything goes crazy all at the same time, which is nuts. But I wanted to jump on here and I wanted to share with you guys something that happened recently with us over here at MacDon Associates. I have this conversation with people often where they're like, hey, Rory, I'm so sorry. I know we're like your most difficult client. You're not. You are not my most difficult client. I'm actually going to share with you guys the most difficult person I've had to deal with in a long time, which actually led to us deciding, hey, we're not going to work together anymore. We said goodbye to each other. So just to give you a little bit of background, I do a lot of work when it comes to calling and talking to people who have had a bad experience with real estate agents in trying to sell their house. So they hired somebody, they couldn't get it done, or they couldn't get it done and get the price that they wanted to for the home. So I reach out to them, I talk to them, and they end up listing with us and selling their homes with us. And they end up getting what it is that they're looking for when it comes to the sale. Now, this particular person, we'll call him John. John had 2 homes that he needed to sell. One was a $370,000 colonial. And the other one was a $250,000 ranch. Both beautiful houses, both in great shape. Both would have made making currently a great home for the next person. So I had these 2 houses that he needed to sell. We put them on the market. We got them both under contract rather quickly within a couple of weeks. The Colonial, we had it closed, had it done, everything was finished rather quickly. Good to move on from there. The other home that was on the market, we ended up having an issue where the appraisal came in low. So for those of you who don't know, when things happen and appraisal comes in low, what essentially is happening is you have the buyer who's buying the house, you have the seller who's selling the house, and you have the bank who is lending the money, and then you have the real estate agents who are helping the transaction between everybody to make sure things go smooth. Well, the appraisal comes in low. The buyer gets that information and shares it with us, in which case we have to go and, okay, are there any adjustments that we can make on the sales side in order to make this make sense for the seller and for the purchaser so everybody can move forward? And the reason why this is so important and this happens sometimes is the bank is only willing to lend what they believe that the home is worth. That is the reason for the appraisal. The appraisal is not an inspection. It is an unbiased opinion of what the value of the property is at the time when that appraiser walks through it. Now, he comes in, walks through it, he appraises it for a little bit less, quite a bit less actually. And actually prior to that, and this is one of the things that I wanted to get to all of you guys with, the buyer on this, where we had the appraisal come in low, it was an FHA buyer. So for those of you who don't know this, with FHA versus conventional, they come in and they say, hey, this is the price of the home. You do your thing. See you later. FHA, as well as VA and rural development, or RD, RD loans, they are a government-backed loan, meaning the government is backing the money. They're saying that we will cover the loss of this loan, this type of loan. So this is an FHA loan. However, whenever you get somebody else involved, they have new rules and new stipulations on that type of loan. So things like, hey, the grass needs to be cut. You can't have any open wires within the home. You can't have any open sockets within the home. Things need to be grounded. You can't have any tripping hazards, things like that, normal things, right? Now, knowing that this was an FHA loan, and me knowing that the appraiser coming through is probably going to find certain things within this house, I took it upon myself as the real estate agent, as some of you who may have worked with me in the past might know this. I go out of my way to make sure that the house is going to sell. You've already had an experience as a seller potentially where you have the house under contract and it did not sell. You ran into issues. So I don't want you to run into those issues. So I personally go over to the house and I fix the things that might come up during an FHA, a VA, or a rural development appraisal. So I went in, I went through the crawl space, stapled some wires up to the ceiling so that the wires weren't hanging down. Very simple things that a homeowner can do. This homeowner was refusing to do it. Went in, swept the entire house, made sure that it was clean when the appraiser came through, trying to raise the value of that home. And then the last thing that I did is there was some wires that were hanging out. I needed to fix that out. It actually took like 3 or 4 trips to Home Depot for me. And I was at the home for like 3 hours trying to fix this problem. Ended up getting it taken care of. All was good. But on my way out, I called the seller and I said, hey, listen, everything is taken care of. It's all good. Everything's finished. However, I want you to know the grass is super duper long. It's like a foot tall. I can't, it needs to be cut before the appraiser comes, which is tomorrow. I need you to cut this grass. It's a normal thing for a homeowner to do. It's still your property. You need to cut the grass. Okay, no problem. Goes over there, starts cutting the grass that evening, and it starts to rain. The lawnmower's getting clogged up. All these things start happening, right? Fast forward to the next day, the day of the actual appraisal. I get a phone call at 6:45 in the morning saying, hey, I need you to go cut my grass. Are you like, no, I'm not going to cut your grass. I've already spent 3 hours at your property trying to fix things. This is a part of you just taking care of your house. You need to cut your grass. So they ended up going, they cut the grass, everything was all good. And then we get the news that the appraisal came in low. So it was a nightmare of a property situation to begin with. But soon after that, that same client who I had been out taking and showing houses to on the buy side calls me and says, hey, I really feel like you don't have any time for me. You don't have any time to take me out and look at houses. I'm thinking I might just work with another agent. To which most situations I would say, hey, yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't have the time for you. I could give you more time. Let's rearrange. We can fix some things. But in this particular situation, I told the client, I'm like, you know what? That is the best situation. I'm a little confused how you think I don't have time for you. I spent 3.5 hours at your house fixing things. You called me at 6:45 in the morning, and I answered the phone for you to ask me to go cut your grass. All these different things, right? so it ended up leading to us deciding to part ways. And I wish the best for this customer. I hope that they end up finding a house that suits them and makes suits their needs best possible. But the nice thing is, and the things that I can really hang my hat on this particular situation, is they had two houses that they couldn't sell, and I was the one to go in there and get them sold. um, so I'm very, very happy and very proud about that. And I know that they were happy when it came to the sale of those homes, netting the money that they needed to get out of them and get into their next situation. But all that being said, I wanted to jump on here and, more than anything, kind of the sum up this video, this podcast, this whatever you want to call it, YouTube video, for you all, in saying, you as real estate agents, you as nurses, doctors, teachers, whatever it is that you do, you are worth something. You are so incredibly worth something. God views you as something, and I know that you're worth something. You're not you're not so little. You don't deserve to be belittled. You deserve more than what it is that you're potentially getting where it is that you're at. So hold your head up high, knowing that you're actually worth something, and you don't need to take somebody else's garbage that they're piling on you because they had a bad day or whatever their situation is. You don't need to take that. You're worth something. You're worth more than what it is that somebody might be giving you. So don't be willing to take somebody else's garbage if you know you're worth something. But very thankful for you guys. Thanks for tuning into today's episode. It's kind of a motivational video, I guess, right? But very, very excited. Hopefully I'm going to get back on the ball when it comes to making some of these videos and getting things out to you guys so that you can see what it is that's happening in the market today, because it is crazy right now. It is wild. But yeah, very thankful for you all. Besides that, you guys have a blessed day. We'll see ya.